Hello, good morning everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. Today we are presenting webinar on stress management organized by Applied Science and Humanities Department of Parul Polytechnic Institute, Parul University. The main agenda of this webinar is to make discussing self-care and relaxation and managing our responses to stressful situations when they do occur. I, Vaishali Nathwani, would like to introduce today's speaker, Rabia Bhatia from New Delhi. She is a facilitator, mentor, educationalist, and a learner. Her goal is to continue applying the principles of humanistic approach in all parts of her life. She believes in the importance of observational learning. She learned that inner transformation was the key to achieve any goal. She has been awarded by Rex Karmavir Fellowship Global Awards and Rex Karmavir Bronze, as well as by FWA at Innovative Education Awards 2020 for her contribution towards society. As a leader, she believes in fostering every human being in a free and unconstrained atmosphere. She wants to cultivate human beings to be self-motivated and independent, deeply in nature, deeply rooted in the earth, and reaching for the sky. It's a privilege to welcome you, madam. We can start with the session, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Vishali. Thank you for this wonderful introduction. I'm truly obliged, and also would like to thank Mr. Hemal, Ms. Vishali on behalf of Parul University. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So would like to thank Mr. Hemal and Ms. Vishali on behalf of Parul University for giving me this opportunity. To take down this webinar on stress management. As we all believe that we are going through pandemic, we are going through a lockdown situation since March. So I think stress management, to handle stress during this period, it's a need of the hour. How do we cope up with the situation? How do we handle the stress? How do we handle the problems, the struggles we are going through during this period of time? So I would be able to, I'm sure that I would be able to help you out that how can we go ahead and relax ourselves and de-stress ourselves during this pandemic situation. So let's start with this session. As we all know, stress management is nothing but a kind of stress which we go through because of some ups and downs in life, and it's life. My dear friends, we all go through different struggles, obstacles in life. We all go through ups and downs. So the stress is natural with everybody, be it a youth, be it a child. Even the child goes through a lot of stress because of the studies. They have to complete the homework, they have to appear for the exams, they have to do well in the exams. At the same point of time, I think with the passage of time, when we grow, the stress doubles up with the challenges of other challenges in life. Maybe a job stress, maybe a relationship stress, or maybe health stress. So it could be anything. And there are different types of natures of stress, there are different types of stress. Similarly, we will go through the effects of stress on psychological functioning and health. We will also go ahead how to cope up with the stress and how to promote positive health and the well-being. What is stress? Let's start. Now, what is stress exactly? The pattern of responses in organism, I'll just share the definition, then I'll share the layman language, basically. So let's understand the definition of stress. If any questions you have, you can just stop me, or you can just put it in the chat box and I'll be able to help you out. The stress is the pattern of responses an organism makes to a stimulus event that disturbs the equilibrium and exceeds a person's ability to cope. What does it mean exactly? It means the kind of responses, the kind of situation occur in our life during the event, during the different events, it actually disturbs our equilibrium. It actually disturbs our internal health, our mental health, our internal health, and it becomes very difficult for a person ability to cope up with those stress levels, to cope up with those situations actually. So this is actually stress. Now we will study what are types of stress. Stress and stress. It is the term which is described to level that is good for you and is one of a person's best assets for achieving peak performance and managing minor crises. So stress is a kind of stress which is good for you. There are different kinds of stresses, as I said. The stress which helps us to grow is eustress actually, and this stress is the manifestation of stress that causes our body wear and tear. So distress is not the right side, but eustress is the right thing. We need to take, like at times we need to take eustress. Why? Because we want to learn from those situations and have to grow from those situations. We have to perform. We have to give a best shot. So eustress, at times it becomes a necessity to take the eustress. These are the different forms of eustress and distress. You can yourself see eustress is content, you are happy, you are startled, you are excited. So this is eustress, and distress is you're actually worried. My God, what will happen? You're afraid. Oh my God, if I won't do this, what will happen to me? Will I be fired from the job, or will I not get the 80% marks, or will I get ticked off, or you're angry? So that is distress. But eustress, so eustress is good for our health, and distress is not good for our health and mental health and physical health. So let's talk about the causes of stress. We all know there are different causes, and it does not fit in one size actually. There could be a small stress, there could be a big stress. Small stress, how do you now handle the small stress, and how do you handle the big stress? What do we call the small stress and the big stress? We'll study later in the upcoming screen. In the next screen, I'll share the kind of small stress and the big stress. We have a tendency, we all have a tendency to react differently to all situations. And the causes of stress range from external factors to family. External factors could be anything, like it could be like external factors, maybe a kind of accident. A family can be a stress because something or the other, our relationships are not going in a positive manner. We do not have a cordial relationship or a perfect career. So these are the attitude. When we have a different kind of attitude towards different kinds of stress levels, at times our life goes into negativity. At times we become positive also because of those stress levels, as we have already studied eustress and distress. Let's study how do we identify stresses, situations, activities, relationships that causes trauma to one's physical, emotional or psychological state. So work or home. At times home our health is not right, or at work we are completely at work and we cannot think anything apart from work. So it is causing a mental stress. At times that mental pressure becomes a mental stress actually. These things can cause trauma in terms of physical health as well as the emotional and psychological self. We become very inferior basically. So now we will talk about the external causes as well as the internal causes. External causes. Majorly what? Major life changes. Yesterday we had a job, tomorrow we don't have a job. School, we changed the school. We lost old friends, now we have to make new friends. Relationships, relationship difficulties. We all go through a relationship problems. Financial problems, or being too busy, or children and family. Maybe we are unable to fulfill the demands of our children as well as family. So that is the external cause of our stress. Now, internal cause. What could be the internal causes? Genetic or hormonal level of stress. It could be genetic. It could be hormones. Because we all know that there's a significant changes in hormones due to age parameter that causes internal causes. That causes internal stress. It could be chronic pessimism. We are not happy with us. At times I'm so patient. It could be anything. Unrealistic expectations. We at times exhaust, maybe from our relations, maybe from our relatives, maybe from our parents, maybe from our friends, maybe from our teachers. And at times, if those expectations are not met, these are the causes of our stress. Perfectionism. What do you understand perfectly? Nobody is perfect. Everybody is imperfect. So if we keep trying to become a perfect, believe me, my dear friends, we cannot become perfect. We are all human beings. We will tend to make mistakes. But having said that, learning from your mistakes helps you to grow. But yes, still we would not be able to become that perfect. So remove that perfectionism from your mind that we would be perfect one day. There is nothing called perfect. Imperfectionism, yes, believe in imperfectionism. However, believe in that everybody has its own strengths and skills. So believe in yourself. Rigid thinking, stop thinking rigidly. No, I need that, or that means I need that. You need to be a little flexible in life. This is life. We have to be flexible. All or nothing. At times we need everything, and at times we do not need anything. So these are the internal that create a lot of stress in our lives. Let's study now signs and symptoms of our stress. Okay. So now signs. What could be the signs? If anybody wants to answer this question, you can drop in the chat folder. Both sudden and even stress over periods of time, they can lead to serious health issues. Believe me, the stress can lead to depression. Depression is chronic actually. We can go into coma as well. Or we can get into heart attack or heart stroke. So I think we should not take so much of stress. Chronic stress disrupts nearly every system in our body. Believe me, for that matter, there has never been a situation that if the person is going through a difficult situation, then they would not be taking the stress. Of course, they would be taking the stress. But having said that, if you do not just focus on the stress factor, but try to focus on the solution. The moment you will try to focus on the solution and believe in yourself, believe me, for that matter, the stress factor goes away and you will be fine, absolutely fine, because you're focusing on something positive and not the only negative thing. Chronic stress disrupts nearly every system of your body. It can raise your blood pressure, which is again a difficult situation for you. It suppresses your immune system, and there are so multiple diseases because of the weak immune system these days. There is the increase of heart attack, there is the increase of stroke, contribute to infertility, especially in females, speed up the aging process. You will get old immediately. I'm sure nobody wants to have a white hair at the age of 25 or 30. Also, it can lead to a mental and emotional problems. So now we will study what are the common warning signs and symptoms of stress. The more signs and symptoms we notice in ourselves, the closer we may need to stress overload. There are two kinds of symptoms: cognitive and emotional. What are cognitive? Memory problems, inability to concentrate. I'm sure there is the possibility. Everybody is in a kind of situation where we have taken a lot of stress, where we are not able to concentrate on a particular work, or we give up poor judgments also because we are going through undergoing through a stress level. We are not going to focus properly. That is the reason we give a poor judgment also. Only seeing negative in a situation. There have been multiple situations which has a positive side as well as a negative side. If what happens when we are under stress, we keep focusing on the negative side of the situation. We become so anxious that we are not able to understand or listen to anybody at that point of time. And there's a constant worry in our mind. We keep worrying for everything basically. Now let's talk about the emotional kind of stress. We become moody, short-tempered. We have an irritable behavior. We have agitation, inability to relax. We are not able to sleep. We feel so overwhelmed, and there is a sense of loneliness. I'm sure when you have relationship problems, be it with your family, be it your friends, be it your husband, wife, or sibling, you start feeling loneliness, and you get into a depression. So these are the. Now let's talk about the physical stress and the behavior. Physical stress. What happens to the physical when you have the stress? What happens to your physical health actually? You start getting headaches or muscle pains, joints pain, stomach pain. You get diarrhea. You get a constipation. You feel nausea. You feel dizziness. There's always a chest pain, rapid heartbeat, loss of sex drive, and frequent colds. Believe me, for that matter, physical health gets deteriorated at the time when we are taking a lot of stress. Let's talk about behavioral issues when we are under stress. There are people who start eating a lot of food. I mean, after every 20 minutes, they need something to eat. And there are people who completely stop eating because they won't feel hungry at all. They sleep there are people who sleep too much, and there are people who do not sleep at all. They isolate themselves from others. I'm sure many of us have gone through a kind of situation wherein, we feel isolated, we feel lonely, and we are not able to sit in groups, or we are not able to sit in, a family-friendly circle or with a family. We always feel to sit alone and think about that cause, think about that worry, think about that stressful situation. We neglect our responsibilities at times at work, at times in the family as well. We start taking medicines, we start taking alcohol. Everybody knows that there are a lot of behavioral issues because of the stress level. And it could be a nail biting. This is a very small thing. I'm sure many of us are doing a nail biting. So nail biting is a simple cause of the stress, my dear friends. When you are under stress, you start doing this nail biting. Even I had this problem when there was a time when in my childhood time, I used to take things to heart actually. I was a very emotional person. Still, I'm a very emotional person. But at the same point of time, earlier I was too sensitive. Sensitive in the sense, if somebody has, there could be a possibility. Okay, I'll just give you an example. I used to have we call it besties and best friend. So I had a bestie in my 12th standard when I was in 12th or college. There was a time when somebody else used to talk to her. I used to feel jealous that she is my bestie, she is my best friend. Why somebody else is talking to her? Why she's talking to somebody else? At the same moment, I used to start nail biting. Because I used to take a lot of stress at that point of time. I was so sensitive that nobody can take my best friend from me. So if somebody is talking to my best friend, that means I used to feel emotional that she will go away from me. And I'll be all alone. Because of the fact, in our childhood days, we go through such situations when we are all alone at home. There are no siblings with us. There are no friends with us. So these things later on causes stress in the later age, as well as we start feeling isolated, and this causes a lot of stress in our behavioral issues, in our physical health also. But slowly, steadily, I understood that no, I am the best. Nobody would leave me. Now, let's talk about effects on stress on our body. These are the few pictures. I'm sure everybody can see this. It's a dilation of bronchioles. The bronchitis, I'm sure everybody has heard about this disease called bronchitis. When we start coughing badly, you get sweat, your face becomes red. So this is again a cause effect of stress. Your brain, hypothalamus, your brain gets tired. You are not able to think anything apart because of the fact your brain is dead at the moment. This is the effect of the stress. Increased heart rate. Your heartbeat becomes very fast because of the stress level. I have gone through a similar situation, to be honest. I've gone through almost each and every situation. And I can correlate to each and every situation in my life, and that is the reason I wanted to take up this session, so that how I have overcome this, I might be able to help few of you to overcome the stress problem. Now, how it works basically: adrenal and cortisol. So adrenal gland and kidney are connected. What happens? It affects your adrenal gland, and you start coughing. Your kidney gets affected. In turn, your kidney gets affected. Then your liver can get affected. Can have a high blood pressure, increased heartbeat rate. These are the few effects of stress in a simple language. Body, headaches, frequent illness. You will start becoming ill. So frequently that obviously because you are taking a lot of stress and it is affecting your body. It's a fatigue problem because you stop eating. You squeeze. Your body gets squeezed out. You will start losing weight. Muscle spasms start. Then breathing problems. Mind. You will keep worrying. As we discussed about it, impaired judgment. You will not be able to give a fair judgment. You will start taking wrong decisions. Nightmares, right? I am sure many of us will start have nightmares, dreams which are not good, and at times I'm sure many of us start crying at night in the dreams. This is all because of the stress we have taken during the day, that we are not able to sleep sound sleep, and we are dreaming about some negative situation, about the same negative situation. So my dear friends, stress is not at all good, be it for your physical health, be it for your mental health. You become negative, you have a muddled thinking. Now, how stress triggers emotions? You lose confidence in yourself. You have an indifference problem, alienation, isolation. You become so irritative. You become fussy also at times. No, this has to be done. That means this has to be done. Whatever I have said, this is right and it has to be done. So you become so fussy that you want it, so you want it. You do not show any flexibility, and you become apprehensive as well. And your behavior, believe me, there is a possibility. When you're driving, God forbid, you might meet an accident. You have as we already talked about, loss of appetite, or somebody starts overeating, insomnia, you are unable to sleep, or people start taking alcohol, they start drinking, they start smoking. So this actually triggers stress basically. What else can stress trigger? Let's understand. While we understand that stress impacts the body negatively, in the long term, it can lead to severe stress-related diseases or complaints. And these conditions are likely caused by the stress. As we already talked about the heart problems, this is in detail how it affects basically. The two most serious stress-related health conditions are increased heart rate and high blood pressure. What in turn it does, it increases the chances of heart attacks. It increases the chances of heart strokes. I have been in a situation, I lost my grandfather because of a heart stroke actually. Because there were some challenges, there were some family problems we were going through, and he could not, handle that stress, and he got a heart stroke. So friends, help yourself and help others in de-stressing yourself. It's not good at all. Inflammation of the skin-related issues. You get eczema, your hormones get affected, you get arthritis issues, you get psoriasis issues. So these are all negative and impact on your immune system. The stress affects badly on your immune system too. And due to immune system, due to low immune system or due to bad immune system, you further get a lot of diseases and you start becoming sick and ill for a longer duration of time. How it affects insomnia and sleep problems. When we start taking worries and a lot of stress, you keep thinking about that stress, you keep thinking about that particular situation, that negative situation, due to which you are unable to sleep at night also. What is that? When you are unable to sleep, which is called insomnia. Because of the fact you're always thinking about that situation, you're always thinking about that particular stress, you're always thinking about that particular problem which you are facing, so it causes insomnia. Then you get muscle pains and headaches also. As we all know, stress hormones results in headaches. You get migraines, you get pain in the chest, you become stiff, then you have muscle pains, joints pain starts, you have arthritis issues. These are all related to stress. To be honest, I have been through. I am almost in the 40s, and whatever diseases, whatever sickness till date I have seen, maybe it is in my near relatives, it is in my near family, it is all related to stress. Doctors have always advised not to take stress at all. Digestive system problems. You get IBS. I'm sure many of us knows what is IBS. It is intestinal bowel syndrome, which is again a huge cause of the stress. What happens? Your tummy problem. You get nausea. You get stomachache. Then you get your digestive system goes for a toss. You are unable to digest anything, due to which this irritable bowel syndrome happens. It cannot be treated, and let me just tell you, IBS cannot be treated. It has to be a permanent, lifelong medication you have to go through. So it cannot be treated at all. So better not to take any kind of stress. Obesity. When people are stressed out, they tend to eat improperly. Either they won't eat or they start eating a lot, especially food which is high in sugar, which how it helps, you will gain weight, and again, once you gain weight, you will again start taking a stress and how to lose that weight. I am sure everybody wants to keep fit, everybody wants to look good, everybody wants to have long, beautiful hair and beautiful skin. But friends, if you are taking a stress, believe me, your skin becomes dull, you lose glow on the skin, your hair falls, you will start having a huge hair fall. You will get pigmentation, you will get acne, pimples. It is all related to stress. I am sure at this age, if I am talking about the college students or the school students, nobody wants to look bad. Everybody wants to have a best of the skin, best of the hair, and best of the body. For you to be in a fit condition, for you to have a beautiful skin and beautiful hair, don't take any stress. Please live your life happily. Don't stress yourself so much that it can start causing problems to you. Memory impairment. Now lots of people start losing memories, my dear friends. Believe me, for that matter, they go into trauma, they can go into coma as well, just because of the stress. Depression, they can go into depression, they start feeling anxiety. They have a lot of anxiety, due to which again your physical health again goes for a toss. So taking stress is a complete no-no. Now, if we talk about, any dynamic situation specifically related reaction to a stress, it is a set of concrete responses to stressful situations or events that are intended to resolve the problem that you stress. So coping up with this kind of pandemic situation is very important. And how we cope up? You have to help yourself. If you are able to help yourself to cope up with this present situation, believe me, you will be able to help others also. The way we cope with the stress often depends on our rigid, deep-seated beliefs based on our experience. I'll just give you an example. You are caught in a traffic jam. We feel angry because we believe that traffic should move faster. So instead of thinking that how should we move faster, please understand it is a situation, it is a normal situation. Everybody is going through a same situation. If you start taking a stress about this situation, it is just an example. I'm sure many of us get angry when we are stuck in a traffic jam and we have to reach our office or school on time. You can't do anything. That is a normal thing. So taking stress about that situation will not lead anywhere. So sit, relax, listen to the music, put your earphones, listen to the music wherever you are, whether you are in the bus, school bus, college bus, or whether you are driving. Put your music on and just listen to a soothing music, whatever you like, and move with the speed, whatever speed you have. Because you can't do anything, you can't tackle that situation on your own while taking a stress. Now I will help you with the 3 coping strategies, which is given by Mr. Endler and Mr. Parker. And then we will talk about my own strategies which I use to cope up with the stress. For example, this one is task-oriented strategy. So how it helps? This involves obtaining information about the stressful situation and alternative courses of action and their probable outcome. What does it mean? Think about a stressful situation. Think about that negative situation. Sit quietly. Think about the alternative solutions which you can take in action and cope up with the situation. Or maybe you can do what you can do is think about all these solutions where this negative situation can be handled and come up with the best solution. Rather than just focusing on the problem, focus on the solutions. This is what the task is. This is what the task-oriented strategy is. It also involves deciding priorities and acting so as to deal directly with the stressful situation. For example, okay, you have 10 things to do in the office or in the college even. Prioritize your things. Make a to-do list a day prior. Suppose you have 10 things to do in the next day. Sit quietly a day prior to that. Make a to-do list. Understand the priority of those 10 things, and then start working on those things. So instead of taking a stress about those 10 jobs you have to do on the next day, it's better to prioritize your day. How you have to start and what is the last thing you have to do. I am sure out of 20 negative situations, your 3 negative situations will be solved. If you just make a to-do list and prioritize your work. Now we come to emotions-oriented strategy. What does it mean? This can involve efforts to maintain hope and to control one's emotions, which is very difficult for each one of us. For example, if we talk about the current situation, we are all, trapped. I would rather say trapped at home. We are not going out anywhere. We are not able to meet our friends. So, it is actually causing our emotions. It is causing our mental health, and it is causing our physical health also. However, think about the positive things from this situation. I'll give you 3 to 4 scenarios. I'll give you 3 to 4 positive things out of this pandemic, during this pandemic. Think like this. Before this situation, were you, at any given point of time, was your entire family was able to spend so much of time together? I'm sure everybody is busy with their own jobs, with their own office-related jobs, or businesses, or maybe at home. Your mother is a housewife. She's 24/7. She's working. You are busy with your own studies. So, did you get this quality time to enjoy with your family? I'm sure not at all. Were you able to sit and relax? Were you able to, you take rest for so many days? No, because every day you have to go to school, every day you have to go to office, every day you have to work 24/7. Your mother gets up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and she sleeps at around 10 a.m., 11 p.m. So round the clock, everybody is working. But this pandemic, this lockdown has given you ample of time to take rest, for your bodies to be on rest, for your minds to be on rest. Help yourself. Work on yourself. Listen to the music. Grab a cup of tea. Do yoga. Do some meditation. These are the things you can do to control your emotions and to control your stress level during this pandemic. Otherwise, what will help? You will become angry. You will get frustrated. Your mental health goes for a toss. Your physical health gets disturbed. So instead of thinking about the negativity of the situation, think about positive sides. It has given a lot of time to work on yourself, groom yourself. For students, do some internships. For the parents or for the young professionals, you can also do something online to groom yourself. Do some certification courses. There are a lot of courses which are going around the world, which does not involve a lot of costing, which does not involve a lot of money even, but it will help you to enhance your skill set. So stop thinking negative about the situation and start utilizing this time in a positive way. The third one is avoidance-oriented strategy. What does it mean? This involves denying or minimizing the seriousness of the situation. It also involves conscious suppression of stressful thoughts and their replacement by self-protective thoughts. As we already, it is more or less the emotional-oriented strategy. It is more or less the same thing. Avoid negative thoughts coming to your mind. Start thinking positive. That if you groom yourself today during this pandemic, how it is going to help you in the future. How it will help you during after pandemic when you go to the school or when you go to the college or when you go to the office. Obviously, you'll be much more you will be in a good health because you have been given a time to take rest. Your body has taken a lot of rest. Your mind has become and you have to sleep for some time during the day, start cooking something for girls, even for boys even. Start cooking something. Do some extra learning. Open the YouTube. Start experimenting something new, which can be your passion, which can be your goal, or which can be your talent also. Work on your talents, work on your passion, work on your hobbies, and I'm sure you'll be able to cope up with the stress. Stress management and techniques. We'll now study this. This is my favorite topic. How can I help myself during the stress? So, let's understand. The first step towards helping yourself is becoming aware that you have stress. At times, we are not ready to accept that we are going under stress. So once you are able to accept that, and then you are able to accept that it can be managed by myself. I don't need anybody else to help myself. I am the best to help myself in this situation. Try incorporating some of these activities into your daily routine to help you make stress management part of your lifestyle. It could be anything. For example, be spending some time cuddling your pet. I'm sure most of you must have some pets at home. Do some painting, do some gardening, listen to your favorite songs, enjoy yourself. Just keep enjoying yourself. Talk to yourself at times. When you're so busy in your life, when you have a busy life, when you have a fast life running here, running there, you're not able to give time to yourself. You're not able to talk to yourself. It is very important. A me time, I'm sure everybody knows what is me time. Talk to yourself. A very important part. Why? When you talk to yourself, you come up with the ideas which can help you in the near future with respect to achieving your goals. Then talk to people whom you trust. I'm sure there must be many friends of yours. However, you can't trust each and everyone. to talk to people whom you trust, and you can disclose your darkest fears and feelings to those people. Talk to your family. Talk to your friends who do not judge you. Believe me, if people are judging you, they are not your right friends. So avoid those. We are not somebody who need to judge anybody. Everybody has its own strengths. Every person is important, and we cannot grow in isolation. We have to work together. So isolate. Please stay away from those people who are judging you. Nobody has the right to judge anyone. It will again cause us stress, to be honest. When somebody judges you, oh my god, this person, no, don't talk to this person. She does not get good marks, or she doesn't have a clear skin, or she has pimples on the skin. Avoid those people. They are causing stress in your life. Other helpful tips to overcome the stress: changing perceptions and expectations. When we meet people for the first time or second time, we craft perceptions about them. We have our own perceptions about them. Maybe that person is a CEO of the company, but we tend to make perception that might be this CEO of the company, he might have got a lot of attitude. How can you say till the time you have not spoken to that person? Avoid perceptions. And avoid expectations. That matter, any expectations, it could be relationship, it could be marks. Don't expect anything. We are not perfect, we will not be perfect. If you are making mistakes, your mistakes will help you to grow. Avoid procrastination and set boundaries. You have to set your particular boundaries. Don't compromise your beliefs. As I said earlier also, schedule a me time. Maybe go in a park, do yoga, listen to the music, talk to yourself, or just relax. Another few tips to spend some time with yourself, or to cope up with the stress. Start writing. I'm sure there must be people, those who are authors. The best way to vent out your feelings is to start writing. Start your writing about your babies which are making you stressed out, or there's a possibility you're not able to share those thoughts or feelings with anybody else. So start writing. I am sure this will help you in becoming a best writer and author in the near future. So again, it will help you to really cope up with the stress, to relieve the stress. Then, or else go for a yoga, as I said. A 30 minutes yoga or meditation. It helps you to cope up with the stress. Plus, it helps you, that we have the happy hormones inside our body. So, it will get doubled up. Believe me, for that matter, the people who do yoga or meditation, they are more happier than the people who are not doing any yoga or meditation or some exercise. You can do it in the morning, you can do it in the evening as well, whenever you get time. But this is really helpful these days, and very soon this would be included in the curriculums as well. Now let's talk about having some soup, or cup of coffee, a bowl of salad, or some fresh fruits to reduce stress. Why? It will help in your physical health. It gives you a lot of the vegetables provide you vitamins and minerals, which will make your body fit. A healthy diet helps you in becoming fit, in having a beautiful skin, a glowing skin, and beautiful hair. Whether you're a boy or a girl, male or female, everybody wants to have those kind of the glowing skin where you're shining. You have red cheeks, and your eyes are actually lighten up. So believe me, for that matter, if you are eating a healthy stress, go and grab a cup of coffee. Go out. I'm sure this during the pandemic we are not able to go out that much, but still now people have started moving out. So go to CCD, go to some cafe, chill out with yourself. No need to carry people with yourself. Again, something will happen, and then again you'll get stressed out. Spend some time with yourself. Now, see, What about the professional? How you can the professional you don't feel confident about dealing with some professional help. It is not wrong thing taking help. If you are taking help in your professional growth or in your career or in your job, it will always help you in managing, in strengthening your management skills. It will help you in your growth, in your professional growth. So there is nothing wrong seeking an advice or seeking an help from your colleagues, whosoever trusts you or whosoever you trust. Take help from them. If you do not trust it, come back, discuss family. I'm sure family is the best people to advise you in the right way. Your parents are the right people. Give you your best advice. Their advice, think advice you are getting, it is right for you. You are the best person to understand that. You are the best person to take decision for yourself. Nobody else can. It is just that you are taking help from others, but you are the decision maker. So rather than taking any stress about this or about the help you have taken, that whether it will help you or not, think for a day, understand, analyze the situation, then implement those advices or that help for your group to strengthen. But for sure, for any professional growth, how can you help yourself? You know your friend or your family member is stressed and it's finding it difficult to cope with it. While seeking help from mental health professionals necessary, it is also important that you do step in and provide peer support. Now, here you are giving us help or you are helping the person who is in stress. First of all, my dear friends, you need to help yourself to come out the stress level so that you can help the others also. Until you are stressed out, you cannot help others also. So, for you to help others, you have to be very happy without any stresses. So, for example, take a situation. You got 80 marks. You wanted to get 90 marks. Your friend has got 70 marks. He wanted to get 85 marks. So you both are in stress. Till the time one of you will not help yourself to cope up with that stress. As it is, marks doesn't make your destiny. Marks is just marks. It's just a number. You make your own destiny with your own skill set, with your own talents, with your own passion, with your own learnings in the real life. So, taking stress about marks or taking stress about a particular job, you haven't got that job, maybe that job was not meant for you. There's nothing wrong to go in for the next job, to go in for the best opportunity. Stress doesn't lead you anywhere. First, you cope up with the stress, then help others. Possibility. The person who is stressed, they just need someone who is right. At times, you also feel that someone should listen to you. So, give your ears to that person. Listen to them. Try helping them that the way you have helped yourself to cope up with the stress. Don't be judgmental. Just listen to them. Give a hug. Give a pat on their shoulder. Give a support to that person. But in a non-judgmental way. It's not right to give judgments to anybody. It's not right anybody to give judgment about us. Keep smiling with that person. Hold hands. As I said, give a hug. Lend a shoulder to that person. So these things will help each other. Be it you or be it the other person. For both of you to help each other for the stress level to completely go away from your life. I just want to tell you that nobody can grow alone. Nobody can live alone. Everybody needs somebody. So it's better to start holding hands of each other. Give your heart, lend a shoulder, give your ears to people to understand them, to listen to them so that they can be with you all over the life, for the entire life, to help other. That is very important. During this pandemic, I think most of us have understood that each life is important. I am sure when we hear about so many deaths because of the COVID-19, we feel why? Because of the fact that we know how important our life is. If our life is important, obviously the other person's life is important. So together we can, and unity is always strength. Till the time we're not united, we're not together, we cannot cope up with some stress situations. We have to be together, we have to be there for each other, cope up with this level of stress. We already said, do some fun activities together. In this pandemic, what you can do it the best way. Do a video call with your friends and order a pizza or make a pizza at home. Do some experiments. Make pizzas for yourself, make burger for yourself, and enjoy a meal over the video call. That is the best way to enjoy. Or do a morning walk if somebody is staying near to your house, because we can't go far off in this situation. And once the pandemic is over, you can go for a morning walk, you can drink coffee together, you can have a lunch together, you can watch movies together. And coming up next, after doing all these things, you need to do a follow-up also. Show them that you care, genuinely care. Be in touch with them. Just together for a period of time. No. Help each other is the best way to de-stress yourself, to cope up with any kind of stress level. Tell each other that we all are important, we all are good, and we have to be there for each other. Few things I would like to suggest here. Always remember, the past cannot be changed. Opinions, if somebody is making opinions about you, they don't define your reality. As we all said, that everybody has its own skills and strengths. Everyone's journey is different. What does it mean? All of us have gone through a lot of ups and downs in life, or maybe going through. So everybody's journey is different. Don't be judgmental. Somebody is giving a judgment, it's not about you. So don't think about it. Don't stress yourself about those judgments. What happens if you keep thinking about judgment, or if you keep thinking about the past or the opinions that are made about you? This overthink part in each and every situation, believe me, you'll be happy always. You'll be able to overcome all the problems, all the difficult situations, all the obstacles in your life. Just think one thing, that you have to be happy. Nobody, no circumstances, no relationships, no job will give you happiness unless and until you decide to be happy. For example, you have a stressful day. Now, how will you do that? How will you handle that? It's just a situation. Call a friend. Write how you feel as a thread, pen down your thoughts, and eat something healthy. Or pet a dog. If you already have a dog or a cat, spend some time. Take a time out, go outside, walk outside, or you can go and have a cup of coffee, as we discussed earlier. Listen to happy tunes, happy music. remove negative thoughts from your mind. And the best part is, wear something nice which gives you a nice look good. You know, we all want to look good. So wear something nice which makes you comfortable and which makes you good, which gives you a comfortable look also, and yes, a best look for yourself. There are certain helplines which you can uh, go ahead and speak to them. These are the services for your emotional support and for your family or psychosocial crisis. If a person is feeling lonely, isolated, or unhappy, or frightened, or worried, or in shock, there are certain helplines, there are certain foundations where you can call and speak to them, and they will be able to help you. Mitram Foundation, iCall, Sahai, Samaritans Mumbai, Sneha. So these are the few helplines. So that's all, my dear friends. This is how I keep myself happy. During this pandemic, I have nothing else to do. Though I am working by myself, I'm a working professional. There was work. The work never stops. Having said that, it is difficult to be trapped in a home for 6 to 8 months. But at the same point of time, if you decide to be happy in this situation also, nobody can stop you. It is just how you take the situation out and how you handle the situation. Groom yourself, upskill yourself, do some experiments at home, start enjoying your life sitting at home. There's a lot to do apart from taking stress in your life. So that's all, my dear friends. This is all I wanted to share with you as per my experiences, how I am able to cope up with the stress on daily basis. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful session. Let's go for some questions, ma'am. One of the students has a question. How can we reduce anxiety while studying during exams?
Okay, during exams. First of all, what is anxiety? And what is the situation? What is that fearful factor which is making us anxious? The exam factor. Why are we? First of all, give me a reason. Why are we taking stress, or why we are anxious about this exams? What is that one thing? Exams. You have your school exams, you have your university exams, you have your life exam. Life itself is an exam, my dear friends. So, clearing one exam, what will happen? Tell me one thing. If you will not get good marks, the major, I mean, to happen that you write. Affect your image in the friends, that oh my god, he has to reappear for she has to reappear for the exam. Calling. Lord, tell me one thing. What matters? How does it matter? What importance does it matter? Tell me one thing. Is it really worrying something that you have to reappear for the exam? No. Is it really? Is it a worrying thing that you are getting not getting 80 marks but getting 70 marks? I am sure no, not at all. I used to get hardly 60% marks. Believe me, for that matter, marks has not made me what I am today. It is me who has made my destiny. It is me who has made myself. It is me. You have to understand your talents, and not the marks are gonna help you to make your destiny or to make you a successful person. Modi ji, take example of our Prime Minister Modi ji. Everybody knows. I think he is not studied also. He is not gone to school even. But he is a Prime Minister. So exams does not carry any importance. Is it okay? You want more explanation?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's okay. Okay.
No, I'm
second
asking a
one-
student. This.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The second one is, how should we respond if our senior person gives us negative feedback in front of our colleagues?
Okay, right. At that point of time, I understand you feel, you feel inferior about it, that yes, my senior person is giving me negative feedback in front of my colleagues only. But tell me, do you think so that your colleagues are absolutely rocking in in whatever they are doing, or they are the best as a professional? Nobody, as I said, nobody is perfect. You have been given a negative feedback. Take it positively. The best way to take all the feedback is to take them in a positive way, work them, and grow yourself, prove yourself to be as a 200%. Give your 100%. Learn from your mistakes. As we all know, failures are the stepping stones towards success. So, believe me, for that matter, if you will not fail, you will not grow. You must fail. I believe we all must fail in our lives. The time we don't make mistakes and we do not get negative feedbacks, we will not be able to grow. So negative feedbacks are equally important, but do not feel ashamed that if that negative feedback has been given in front of your colleagues, take it in a positive way. Relax. Nobody is perfect. Everybody has its own skills and strengths. Everybody is talented. Be it you, be it your friends, be it your colleagues. This is the time to prove yourself. Take that feedback in a very positive manner.
Okay, great. Thank you, ma'am. We have covered all the questions. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
For giving us your valuable time.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you so much once again, Mr. Hemal, for giving me this opportunity. I hope I was able to give what I wanted to give. I was able to present what I wanted to present and help others to grow
Yes.
and to
Yes.
cope up with the stress.
Yes.
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you
I
all.
would-
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Yes. I would like to thank you the head of our department, Mr. Hemal Patel, sir, the HOI of our institute, Professor Jatin Vaidya, sir, the academic director, Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, sir, and president of our university, Dr. Devanshu, sir, for motivating and supporting us continuously. Last but not the least, I would like to thank you all who assembled here today for this beautiful webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.